What are we referring to, Doctor?
By bio, actually, bio means life. Bio means life. So when those of us who reached S1, we learned that bios means life. Science is science, so life sciences. So this is why we call it the bioscience. This particular center, which is the first of its kind in the nation, is going to focus on unveiling the value out of these biosciences, whereas Ugandans have studied biology, and we have benefited from the services which come from biology, like you've gone to hospital and you've been treated, you have used the pesticides and been able to control diseases on your crops, you have been able to treat your animals. However, we have been we know what the biosciences are, and there are people in the country who can explain it to the deepest component, but we have not significantly benefited from the economy which comes from it. Biosciences generate a huge economy. Imagine the economy related to medicines. Everybody uses medicines, but we don't produce the medicines. We are not researching to get the medicines ourselves. We have to buy them from somewhere. Everybody wants to control diseases for their crops, and when you go and buy that spray, you buy Dome, you buy, I don't know whether ambush is there still. You buy all those things. They are discovered based on sciences. So what the Biosciences Park is going to do is we have brought now the creative component of it. How do you make the medicines? How do you discover the medicines? How do you process them so that they are made here locally by our sciences, by those children who are studying biology in O level, so that in the future they will have jobs, but also that we can build our economy. How do you make the pesticides? How do you study them? So this park is a big park, and it's going to have different components. Those diagnostics, those things that you use to test for malaria, those things that you use, many of them we are getting from outside. Now we want to bring the productive side of science home. So this is a science industrial park, in that we will be both generating knowledge, but also converting that knowledge into products that affect life.
Now, Nakaziwe, Doctor has properly explained it is a bioscience park. But deeper, give us a picture. Is it 100% government? Is it, if I'm Chirabo and I've been doing something in the line of science, am I getting free land? Like, you know, when we talk about these other parks, you're an investor, you come in, so you're guaranteed there is free land. What is the atmosphere going to be like?
Okay, thank you very much. Yes, indeed, I'll start at the macro level. This is government. It's a government initiative to drive Uganda's biotechnology industry. We've been players in there as Uganda, but as Africa as well. However, we've still remained import dependent on those things that we classify as pharmaceuticals, the vaccines, the diagnostics. The Honorable Minister has just talked about the medicines that we call therapeutics. So what government has done through the Science, Technology and Innovation Secretariat, where we come from, where the minister is our head, and I lead one of the bureaus there, or departments, called the pathogen economy. We have come up to now say, actually our theme is the pathogen economy takes off from laboratory to manufacturing.
Now still, these are issues of science.
Oh, yes.
Now let's go to pathogen. Pathogen. And these poisons. So the pathogen economy, which is the theme. Forgive me and the rest, but we need to break down these things.
Yes.
We won't have a theme we don't understand very well.
Exactly.
Because this benefits the scientists and us who are not.
Yes.
Please, Nakazibu.
Thank you very much. Yes, indeed, about the pathogen economy, breaking it down is one of the arms or a bureau under the Science, Technology and Innovation Secretariat under the Office of the President. It was set up specially to ensure that we give oversight as toward science in different aspects: coordination, policy formulation and implementation, but also coordinating all the science in the country. So when you come to STI, OP, or Science, Technology and Innovation Secretariat, you have different bureaus. So this particular on the pathogen economy is one that now sets us out of a place of, oh my God, disease is bad, disease impoverishes, disease leads to a squall of illness for a long time, disease maims, disease does all these things. But now we are saying, actually, we can leverage these pathogens. Pathogens are disease-causing organisms. They can be viruses, they can be fungi, they can be bacteria, and we've seen them. Uganda has just done so well in curbing the Ebola outbreak we've just had. Yes, we are still finalizing, and that will be declared, but we do so well. We had COVID-19. His Excellency the President did well. My minister here stood and she started out on a mandate to actually work on response tools to these health threats, and COVID-19 was that first step. So vaccines are response tools to those diseases. Why? Because they lead to prevention. Diagnostics, you test, you know exactly what you're going to treat. But it also helps in surveillance. If there is this disease, we need to test and know what is happening. Those are other response tools. And then management, treatment, you know, is what is the other thing about the pathogen economy. So we've been importing most of these to even about 96–7%. But now the pathogen economy is coming in to say, we shall produce these things. And our theme, which says from laboratory to manufacturing, that is where we are centering this ceremony tomorrow. So the scientists have been working. You've hosted them here, you've hosted us here. The Honorable Minister has talked about them. We've invited you to different fora, but now we are getting out of the small laboratory benchtop work now into the manufacturing, and that is a game changer for us.
No doubt, we are going to make money out of pathogens.
Oh, yes.
And of course, making money requires jobs. Now, I'll get that title later. But, but Doctor, what should we expect tomorrow? Do we have these already? Because when Nakaze was explaining, right from the laboratory, I was creating a picture. So are we going to see already what has been developed in Uganda? Are we going to see what we are planning to develop? What should we expect there tomorrow, Doctor?
As Brenda has explained, we started this work in 2020. And what we did then, to give us an early start, was to look at the laboratories that we have and the institutions that we have. Uganda Virus Research Institute, we have university laboratories, Sitema University, Makerere University, Mbarara University. We looked at other research institutions. We have National Agricultural Research Organization, anything that had the capacity to do, and we mobilized the scientists. And the scientists have been working. They've been working in the laboratories, although most of what they work on will not be understood by the common person. And sometimes we don't even allow you to go there because it is not safe. So we have quite a repertoire of products at that small level Because you produce, when we are developing, you just develop, like if you are trying to learn how to develop a car, you develop one. But then you need now to go to a bigger place where you will produce it, So right now, the Biosciences Park, we want to work with the Ugandans. Because before, we were setting things ourselves, and Ugandans keep wondering, are they true? Are they there? Are they what now? Uganda, we are inviting you. We want to work together, and you see how science grows in this particular phase. So what we're doing is groundbreaking. We have gone through a very painstaking exercise to design this park. We did not have expertise, people who are already experts in the country to build such a thing, because the things that we are going to be producing are controlled. And so we wanted to use this opportunity also to develop capacity in the country. So we have asked some people from out who are coming to, who have helped us to design, and they're going to supervise the construction, but use our own people such that we develop the expertise. When we are putting up the next one, because eventually we'll have many in the country, but when we are putting up the next one, we should be using our internal capacity now. So it has taken us a while. So yes, we'll show some things that we have worked on. They are usually in small amounts. Some of them are not even visible. We'll show you a small tube, and you'll wonder, has that taken our money? But mostly we are going to show you the plan. And then we will keep building together with the Ugandans, because at this stage, we really need to carry the nation along with us. Not just as scientists, but now we are turning it into an industry. It's now an industry. Yes, there are going to be some components of it which are very science, but we want things that you will see, want things that you will feel. And so wanted to interact with Uganda at the beginning. And then from time to time, we'll come and update you how it is, so that this is not something which you think we have started and then it has disappeared. And then you'll see it grow and evolve and begin to manufacture for you diagnostics, which you'll be using everywhere. And you'll see it grow to manufacture for you vaccines, which you have seen, which you have seen, because so that you trust it. You trust the process. You trust it is yours, Uganda. But it also we are here also to challenge and encourage and motivate our young people, especially scientists, the young children. Children were giving up on science, most of the sciences. We saw a big drop, especially in biology. Now, biosciences, if you don't study biology, it's a way of cheating the nation. You can imagine a country where we don't have doctors anymore, or people who make the medicines. So we want to encourage you that apart from you looking at what you've been looking at as places of employment, we really would like to encourage you, those of you in primary school, those of you in secondary school, those of you that study the biosciences, study biology, and the related sciences at HSC, because we are going to show you how we are putting up. This is really a city. we are calling it a city. It's on 152 acres. We are hoping we'll get more land, so that it becomes really a city where we are producing these products, ranging from products that are used in human health, to plant health, to animal health, environmental health, all this. So we are putting this there. So when you come, you see some things that we have worked on at lab point. Then we'll tell you what we are going to do to produce them.
Well, it's a very big vision. This brings me to Nakazwe. When we talk about these days, there is nothing you can do without the private sector. And I know scientists are not only in government, also the private sector. We have some people who are doing bioscience, if I may use the term.
Yes.
And some may not even be scientists, but are investing in that direction.
Yeah. Even you, I want you to become an
in bioscience.
Yes.
Honorable Minister. Yes, I think I have an angle where I can start from. Now, how are we bringing in the private, or at this level it's still entirely government?
Okay, thank you very much. The private, we have what we call an ecosystem that we work with. It is vast. And earlier, as I talked about Science, Technology and Innovation Secretariat, or STIOP, our work was also to set up a national science and innovation ecosystem. And so each of the bureaus, as I lean more to the pathogen economy this morning, has a whole ecosystem. So we have academia, we have the private sector, we have even those we call the Juakali. We actually work with them very closely. They've taught us their science, and we've also engulfed this other science to them. And then we have the schools, we have different players, we have the regulators, we have all players in there. So the private sector actually also spans even the academic institutions that are private. Right from the ideation, we move and work with them. And then also, we've funded and supported the private sector and the Juakali in terms of bringing up this science, even the manufacturing itself. For example, very recently, we're celebrating the good outcome from one of our clinical trials, the first of its kind clinical trials of therapeutics from natural products, and we're celebrating Kazire. He has believed us, he has trusted us, he's a private player, but a scientist. But also, this park is also going to embrace the Juakali, who are majorly private, and we have who we call the indigenous scientists at STI. That's what we call them.
That's where I'll fall.
And then most of us call them herbalists, but we call them indigenous scientists. So we train them on really basic science. They've appreciated it, they've learned it, they come to us, and we are able to move the journey of standardizing their products. So where someone just used to say, for me, this gamma, this cup, yeah, you take 15 times a day. Now we've standardized to even know the dosaging so that the drug is not toxic. So, but also the private players at the bigger level, we've funded some private players where the manufacturing of some of these products is actually going to happen there. You've talked about Day Biopharma, Microhim Scientifics for diagnostics right here in Tinda. We are working together. We've benchmarked on CIPLA, we've benchmarked with Abacus. So all this is a conglomerate of a lot of input scientifically, the expertise, the setup, the design of all these players. And come tomorrow, you will see them there supporting us.
Well, that is very explained. Come tomorrow, but I'll go for a short break. Now, when I return, Dr. Monica Musenero is going to be justifying why we should have this park and why this huge or humongous investment into this where is value for money. That is when I return. Right now, I'm an indigenous scientist. See me in the next minutes.
Live from UBC Studios in Kampala, this is Good Morning Uganda Extra. In a nation hungry for truth, a world where every story matters,
There exists a beacon of trust and reliability. For decades, they've been our voice and our window to the world, holding the mirror of our history. With 4 TV stations and 11 radio channels spanning 27 languages, they stand as guardians of information, defenders of truth. With Mascari Heritage Advantage, they uphold every citizen's right to reliable and free information. Their archive stories shaped our past and illuminate our present. Yet now, as new challenges arise and the world evolves, their mission faces its greatest test yet. Be part of our journey and let's navigate the unknown, uncover the untold, and safeguard our future together. Tune into your public broadcaster, for it is the intersection of trust and truth. Because to UBC, your story, every story, and every voice matters. UBC, inspiring Uganda.
We're going to be talking about farming, but it's not me that's going to do that.
My name is Hava K. Luanga.
My name is Larry Charles K.
Let's go!
Mixed farm is a type of farming that involves growing crops and raising livestock. This is the spice garden and for the vegetables.
My first favorite spice has to be black pepper.
What's black pepper in Uganda?
Kamulali or mudagavu.
What? We're going to talk about the sechunga. We're going to see how big it is, as big as Larry's head. And then we're going to talk about the mangada. So we're going to get there.
We have still so many farms to visit, and I would like to hear from you.
This is the Little Farmer Show, and we are bringing coolness back to farming. See you!
International Women's Day is celebrated annually on 8th March. It is a time to reflect on progress made, to call for change, and to celebrate acts of courage and determination play by women. On Saturday, 8th March, Uganda will join the rest of the world to commemorate International Women's Day. The national celebrations will be held in Changwanzi district under the theme Accelerate Action for Gender Equality. The President of the Republic of Uganda, Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, will be the chief guest. Join us for the live broadcast to witness outstanding women receive medals in recognition of their achievements and contributions to the country. Happy Women's Day.
Live from UBC Studios in Kampala. This is Good Morning Uganda Extra.
Welcome back from that break, and much thanks for keeping it with us on UBC TV. Robert Chirabo Nyonyitono, and with me I have people who we call scientists, and indeed they are, but we have some very good news. Now, tomorrow we'll see the groundbreaking ceremony of the National Bioscience Park. And this is all about benefiting you Ugandans and seeing our scientists solve problems, using the problems that come to us to make money, but also to ensure that where we've been crossing borders to get certain things, these are manufactured here. And that is what they call the pathogen economy. Now, speaking also as a scientist. Now, with me, I have Dr. Monica Musenero, and she's the Minister for Science, Technology, and Innovation. And I also have Brenda Nakaziwe, the Pathogen Economy Team Leader at the Ministry. Now, Doctor, quickly, what runs through the minds of many Ugandans is what value is being created and how much do we expect to generate out of this entire Bioscience Park initiative?
Thank you very much for that question. It's not only just the Biosciences Park. Because of the way we have been structured, many Ugandans struggle to find value. How does this benefit us? How does this benefit us? So I'm going to speak at various levels how this benefits you. First, how does an economy work? And many of us have recently seen the American government trying to take back things to be made back in their own economy. Because when you produce something like a raw material, then you add value to it, then you sell it, you create the economy, the money moves, the value you've created moves. And especially if you can sell it outside the country, then you are taking value from other people's economies and bringing it in your own what? Economy. Now for us, we have not used the science that way before, and that's why many people struggle. We study a lot of science, but we only know science, okay? When I study science, I'll become a science teacher. When I study science, I will be a doctor. When I study science, I will be an engineer. Yes, but that is supposed to add value to something more than just that. What happens if you just continue like that? A time comes when there isn't enough money in your country to employ more people. So you'll find even scientists lacking jobs, because the other scientists who go ahead are supposed to create these opportunities. So what we have done is take this knowledge which we have been having and add a component now which produces products which build the economy, which we can sell either outside or within the country. When you produce a high value, like a medicine in your own country, you save your country money, so that that money can be used for something else. When you sell it out, you bring in money. So first, we are going to grow our economy. This is part of what we have called a new economy. By producing things which we can sell out, we will bring in more money into our economy. And when an economy grows, that means government can take better care of our people. It means we have expanded the points of investment. So this is going to benefit us, one, in that we believe that you will be able to get these materials cheaper, much cheaper than the imported ones. But two, we are going to create a lot of points of employment. It makes me sad to see scientists who have studied a lot of math, studied hard biology, and you finish and you don't have a job. So we are going to expand jobs. The Biosciences Park alone, we expect to create at least 2,000 jobs there for scientists. We have already created for others in different areas at Day Biopharma, at Microhim. We have created, and we hope to create just at the Biosciences Park. But along the products coming out of the Biosciences Park, I really believe that the challenge for Ugandans in this space will be, which job should I choose? Not the lack of a job if we move as we are projected. So we will grow our economy. We will have more money to deliver services. We will have access to better and cheaper and more affordable products. We will create jobs along the value chain. And one of the things I want Ugandans to know is that we have raw materials. Many of these raw materials which we are going to use in the Biosciences Park are currently not used. For example, starch. Starch is from cassava. Cassava is currently one of the cheapest things that we produce. That's not going to be so. Once we are producing starch in the country, pharmaceutical grade starch, we'll just suck up all the cassava, and the people growing cassava are going to have more money. We are going to grow a lot of herbs, new crops, herbs which we need to make the medicines. For example, the medicines that we launched, that we announced the clinical trial results. We cannot continue picking those things from the forest because we'll deplete now that they are going to be industrial. So now we are going to need the people to grow those things. That's going to create new opportunities for us. So both for the educated who will follow and work in the pharmaceutical industry and work in the research and work in selling the pharmacies and the pharmaceutical products, or work in the factories or do research in the lab, all that, those are new jobs that are coming. And what does a Ugandan want? A Ugandan wants health security. That when I need help, they are not going to tell me it's not available in the country or it's not affordable. Then what does the Ugandan need? The Ugandan needs to know that I can grow something and channel it in an industry in my country. Apart from that, there will be other supplies which are not agricultural, and these supplies, we are getting them from out now. But now that we have a big place like this, there will be smaller companies, and we will support them. We will support those smaller innovators who will be supplying the biosciences park. So it builds, that's why we call it an economy. We call it an economy. So as a Ugandan, this is your thing. You need to support it, and we want to grow together. We will give you updates all the time. And when we are working, when we're building, you have the freedom to walk there and ask for a tour. But there will be a time when we'll close it off, when it will no longer be safe for public. But as we are constructing, you can come and do a tour. And for me, it is also exciting that the construction is being done by Ugandans now. We have built that capacity to construct. And but also, in the park, there are some components which need investors to come in. So we want investors to bring in money. We are going to put in the utilities. We are going to prepare utilities for Biosciences Park are not just water and electricity. We have additional utilities. For example, you need steam to create a very sterile environment. Those ones usually discourage investors from coming because it's a heavy investment. So we will need those investors to come in and begin to invest, and they are bringing money into our country and bringing new job opportunities. Science is the only way that an economy can grow very, very fast, what the president has been calling the qualitative leap. And I'm telling you, this is just one. This is just one. Last week, to give you the confidence, last week we launched a facility in Namamvi, which is making electronics. Now, why did we go far ahead with that? Because even in the Biosciences Park, we are going to need electronics. We want to make some of these electronics ourselves here in the country. So you can imagine the opportunities and the wealth created. That's the beauty of science.
Doctor rightly said this is a game changer. It's providing employment, and above all, what has not been manufactured here will be manufactured here. But there are two things that I want to bring to your attention. One, over time, I've discovered that so much that is manufactured here tends to be more expensive than what is imported here. And when I was discussing with a number of investors, they told me cost of production. That yes, we may jubilate that now medicines are going to be manufactured here, but find that what is manufactured here is more expensive. That is one. Two, mindset change. That many a times you tell the person, well, this is manufactured here. No, these test tubes, these, I'm trying to recall my little science. These are the starch you've talked about for pharmaceutical, and someone will tell you, no, let's go for UK. You know, those, I've seen a number of parks. Today we are discussing the pathogen economy, and of course the National Bioscience Park. But how are we going to address these two things? Because of course, cost matters in any economy, Doctor.
You're right, cost matters, and you're right, in the past, things manufactured here have been more expensive. That is why when Brenda was talking, said we have taken an ecosystem approach. The government of Uganda, the NRM government, I must add, has prepared this country for science. One, what makes cost more expensive is the inputs, and one of them is electricity. Electricity is a big input into production. Now Uganda has excess electricity, and we are moving towards providing cheap electricity. The other thing is when you import all the inputs, So you could be just doing an assembling here. Most inputs you're putting into that which you're manufacturing is actually coming from outside. So here is just fill and finish. So you are transferring the costs of transportation. You are transferring the costs of the people who worked on those inputs. So what we have done here is we have done what we call the value chain approach. That's looking at the product that we are going to make and saying what will make this product cheaper in Uganda. So we optimize. We are not just choosing it randomly, but we are optimizing. We have scientifically calculated that this product will be more affordable when made in Uganda than what is coming from outside. So we look at all these things during this point, because if you just import everything, what you're manufacturing is going to end up being more expensive than what you are making here. So that has been looked into. Now the issue of mindset. Or let me give you an example first of what is cheaper. You see the PCR kit we use now in Mulago, it's made here. Now that PCR kit costs 50% cheaper than imported PCR kits. Why? Because we are able to make most components here. And we started this work during COVID. You remember those things. We started during COVID, and we have made this. And this PCR kit is much cheaper because we have taken it a business approach to this manufacturing, not just a prestige, but a business approach, because we are dealing with the economy. And then the issue of mindset. I want Ugandans to know, ever since we started, we have been promising you, we are making Uganda the best. Why do you want to buy a foreign-made product? Because you think it is of better quality. But I've been telling Ugandans and my team that I don't want Ugandans to buy Ugandan products of science because they sympathize with us. They should buy because it is
buy
the
Uganda,
best.
build Uganda.
It is going, they buy it because it is the best. It's the best value for your money. We are benchmarking on international standards. Actually, recently, on that launch, we had some guests from outside. And they looked at us and they said, what you're building here, what you're building here, the quality is the same as we are doing in America. And that, because that is what we have put at as competitive edge. Once you use our medicines, and they will go through tests all over the world, and they will just find that they are cheaper, but of better quality. Once they use our diagnostic kits, one of our PCR kits actually, one has accreditation such that we produce proficiency panels, are panels that are used to test the quality of other kits. And they are made here. So I want to assure you Ugandans, we have been quiet, not speaking so much, because we are building these foundations, we are building these qualities. Once it is, once you see it is Ugandan, trust it. We care for you, we love you, and we want to build this economy that will stand test across the world.
Well, heard it from the doctor herself. Now, Nakaziwe, back to the National Bioscience Park. I want to look at the communities. How do they stand to benefit? How does an ordinary Ugandan who is not a scientist going to be benefiting from this? Most of the times, there's usually resistance or something with the communities. They will tell you, scientists pass here, they go. Please.
Okay, thank you very much. Let me start with a case study. We've had a great time with the Nakasongola district. It has welcomed us very well. We started by community engagement, and maybe those are some of the things we miss out on in the value chain approach. There's the community engagement at the start is very important. And what the Honorable Minister also said that I want to add to is, in this mindset change, even for these scientists, before I get back to the community, it actually also had to be mindset change. We had professors, we had doctors, we had engineers acclaimed world over that had never looked, very acclaimed by the way, but had never looked at science as a means to getting a product on the market. But I tell you, we moved out to them in the different institutions. We went all over the country preaching the gospel of products or perish. That was a milestone for us, because from thence we've now been able to see the products come out of, and not just products but actually products for the market. So that is a whole community of the academia, even before you start looking at us at the grassroots. But now back here in the value chain, people need to understand what you're doing. Yes, government has supported. We have a certain level of support, though we need more investors to build and set up. But even when we could have begun, started, dig up, and we started with community engagement. If we could show some photos here, but we didn't send them ahead of time. People listening in, asking what is in for us. In there is what we call even indirect jobs as well, but also direct jobs. Tomorrow at the groundbreaking, we have an exhibition, and we've extended it beyond just our scientists in the labs, Makere, Busitema, wherever, and the schools are also exhibiting, and you will see them. We have opened up. We want to really inculcate this in them, that actually science works. And that is one of the ways. We are having the support of the leadership right there, from the RDC, the LC5 to the LC1, right down in the community. And for all these teams that we've set up, the committees, they've been with us. So there's a lot that we've done with the community, and they've accepted us. They've given of their money, of their time, to ensure this pulls through. Let me take you back to the economy. Looking at the ATMs, that is agriculture, tourism, mineral development, and the S. ATMs is money, and the S, science and technology. Where is this coming from? As we head toward Vision 2040, the qualitative leap that the Honorable Minister talked about, there are 4 sectors that have been picked on very carefully, very well researched, to drive the economy, and science and technology is one of them. Currently, our GDP is at about 55 billion US dollars, and we are driving it to the 10-fold qualitative leap to 550 by 2040. We are now counting just about 14 years from now. And this Biosciences Park is one of the strategies to lead us there, because our theme is from laboratory to manufacturing within the Biosciences Park, but also with the members of the other ecosystem, because part of the component is going to be a training institution, high-level, state-of-the-art training, where now some of these products that will be produced, some at pilot level, will now go to the mass production, but all this will be a product of this. So back to the ATMs and the economy and the qualitative leap. Now, S, science, in the ATMs has a contribution of $138 billion to the 550. And this economy, the pathogen economy, the Honorable Minister put us together, all the players in the ecosystem in the S, the science and technology. And we had to think, we had to research, we had to benchmark, we had to really put literature up and down to see how did these countries do it. We looked at both Europe and Asia, but also Africa. And for most of the components, for Africa, you would see South Africa, you would see Ethiopia, South Africa, Ethiopia, but Uganda is also here. And the contribution of this economy, pathogen economy, to the 138 is 48.3 billion. And the Biosciences Park is one of the strategies to do that. And I want to tell you, with even the investment that has been done so far, the PCR, as she was saying, with just 3 billion, we've already had a return on investment of about 140 billion. We're already setting up even in other parks, the COVIDX Jena team. We're already also supporting them to build through science and technology.
We'll have to give you another day
so you can
to take us through that. It seems there is so much that she must communicate. But we'll look into that later on. Now, let me just have your parting shots regarding tomorrow's groundbreaking ceremony of the National Bioscience Park.
Thank you. Indeed, the pathogen economy has taken off from laboratory to manufacturing. I want to thank His Excellency the President for entrusting us with this very noble opportunity, privilege to serve, to build this nascent biotechnology industry for the country. And the leadership of my principal here, the Honorable Minister, we've learnt a lot, we've built, we've set up an ecosystem. And tomorrow we shall be writing history. This is going down into the annals of history as the biggest biosciences park. You're very welcome. Nakasongola District, thank you for supporting us. The scientists, thank you. The universities, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, the media.
Well, thank you so much for being part of the show. Yes. And I am told that you're expecting the Prime Minister of Uganda, the Right Honorable Robin Nabanja, to be there.
Yes. We are really, really privileged. We've had immense support from the Right Honorable Prime Minister. She's really, really supported us. And we are really greatly honored that she accepted to come. She's bringing her energy. She's bringing her, you know how she is. She's really a vibrant. I'm so privileged to work with the Right Honorable Prime Minister. She's coming to be our guest of honor tomorrow, and we invite. We have given a free invitations. There are people whom we have sent invitations, but we are asking the public if you can come. It's fine. Please come and understand what is going on. We know this is something new, but I want you to know that we have a new sector in the economy.
Oh, yes.
And that is the pathogen economy. And it is coming with all its fullness. One of the things is I'm not a conventional leader. I'm not a conventional minister. And I lead a lot. I spend 70% of my work as a technical person. That's why many times you see me appearing to dress the same like my technical people. So we have built something fantastic, fantastic. Come and see and expect more and trust the process. Trust us. We are going to make Uganda the very best for God and my country.
Well, thank you so much, Dr. Monica Musenero. That is the Minister for Science, Technology and Innovation, and Nakazi, who happens to be the team leader, Pathogen Economy. See you tomorrow. Let's all be there, be part of this groundbreaking ceremony of the National Bioscience Park, where we think that so much. Okay, and UBC will be giving you live updates. It will be a full live coverage of this event. So keep it to UBC tomorrow. Have the best of your day. Robert Chirabo Nyintono wishing you a lovely Wednesday. God bless you.
Live from UBC Studios in Kampala, this is Good Morning Uganda Extra.
When you want to relax your body and refresh your mind, welcome to Hotel La Confidential, Aroa's premier destination for luxury and comfort. The only hotel in Aroa City offering a serene atmosphere, breathtaking scenery. Come and discover our exclusive wellness club with packages that include a fully equipped gym, a rejuvenating sauna, steam bath, and a great sky blue swimming pool. For events, our state-of-art conference halls and versatile style event spaces are perfect for hosting shows, wedding receptions, birthdays, and more. Come and enjoy our cinema hall and unisex saloon, all designed to meet your entertainment and grooming needs. Bring your family and let your kids splash around in our beautiful kids water park. We are located on Arua Pakwachi Highway in the heart of Arua City. Don't wait. Visit us on www.hotelconfidential.com or call us on 0761 688 181.
Step into a world of excellence, comfort, and pride with Royal Foam Furniture, crafted to perfection right here in Uganda. We bring you state-of-the-art living room furniture and bedding products at affordable prices. Our wide variety of mattresses include orthopedic, pillow top, spring mattresses suitable for institutions like hotels, and many others for home comfort. With every piece telling a story of royal excellence, our products are built with the highest quality materials made to last. Experience royal